Hello, magical ones. Welcome to this episode of the Faerie Witch vlog. I'm the Faerie Witch, and if you're brand new to this channel, I welcome you. And if you're a subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you so much. I really appreciate you tuning in, and I hope that this episode will be, informative for you to help you out in a situation. If you're brand new to the channel and you might not know what's going on or what we do around here, basically we do a little of everything, but I always try to keep the constant theme having to do with fairies and fairyology. But I also am a certified cat trainer, so we may have some cat videos on here. I do some baking, we do some gardening, we do artwork. I'm a knitter, I'm a teacher, I'm an artist. So I do try to combine a lot of those elements so you never know what you're going to get. So it's always probably a good idea if you really like this video, and I hope that you will, that you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That way you know when something's coming up. And I usually do like premieres now so that you get a head start. So it's going to show a little bit about it before the video gets posted. So, that way you can see, hey, this might sound good. I have to tune into this. So I hope you will. And I hope you like the video. So tonight we are discussing what to do when you have an encounter with a fairy that you didn't really want. What do you do in that circumstance? So that's what we're going to talk about. Now I am going to refer to my notes. Now if you also too, I often forget to mention this in my intros, but I also write a blog page on facebook.com called Faerie Craft, Faery Craft, Craft, and a lot of things that I only do the fairy subjects on that blog page. So the videos we do baking, we do cats, we do art, that kind of thing. The blog page is just for my, fairy studies. I talk about, book reviews, movie reviews of fairy things, fairyology, fairycraft, magic. I am incorporating more and more of magic, but it's all related to my magical practice, as well as having to do with fairies, fairy folklore, that kind of thing. So again, you're getting two different spectrums. So some of the videos on here, on this channel, I may have written about on the blog page. Some of the blog entries may end up on the channel, but I'm not going to make everything the same. So if you're really interested in this subject, I would recommend you go ahead and subscribe to this channel and go ahead and find my Fairycraft blog page on Facebook. Friend it or like it so that way you can have the full opportunity to see all the entries. Just a suggestion. So I have written a blog about this subject, so I am going to be reading my blog entry, or at least referring to it off my phone here, so that way I can convey it to you. And it should be fairly brief, even though this intro was a little bit long. But again, I'm going to refer to my own notes on that subject. So, to be continued. So, in the occasion when you get a pesky fae that won't leave you alone, we're going to give you a little ritual here to do to take up the welcome. A little little ritual to take up the welcome mat, in your home. So yeah, so you might want to write this down. Let's see. First of all, you need to tell the unwanted fairies that are driving you crazy that they are now unwelcome, and you need to be, say it in a clear voice. You need to say something to the effect of, To those Fae who have upset, injured, offended me, I ask you to leave my home. This is not your house, and you are not welcome. Remove any items that the fairies may have used or borrowed. Maybe some things are missing because they didn't return them. I mean, they have a tendency to do that. Uh, so you want to get rid of any of those items. Secondly, you want to um, light a white sage smudge stick or incense, or use a sage spray, and you go to each room of your house with it to cleanse the space. And I often do that here, and I think I've posted videos already where you actually see me do that. And so you just, you light the smudge stick, or I've got a spray which I generally use for objects. I usually use that and I spray the item. But again, you're going to remove the items that the fairies have borrowed, that they've taken, or that they've used. But again, you can do it with, you could do it with sound. Some practitioners, they use the bells, to cleanse something. Generally for me, I use, the candles, I use smudge sticks, uh, crystals kind of thing. But in this instance, I would say if you're going to cleanse a room, I would use the smudge stick, okay, or a candle. For objects, I would use the sage spray. That's just my preference. That's what I would do. Like I say, you're going to go to each room or each space that they've been in. Then next, you're going to light a white candle. And of course, white is for cleansing. So you're going to light a white candle for cleansing and for protection. Also, you want to light a black candle. Black candles also represent banishing something or someone or some spirit. It also is for protection. It's also for empowerment, that kind of thing. So you're going to light a black candle as well. Then you're going to eat both candles into each room. And as you go from room to room, you're going to say something to the effect of, I banish you fairies who have harmed me and moved into my home. Leave now and do not return. With this fairy light of white, protect and cleanse this space this night. So again, you're cleansing, you're asking them to leave, but you're being kind of firm about it. And then you're banishing, you're protecting, you're cleansing, you're doing all of that in one shot. And so again, you're going to take those candles from room to room to room. That's definitely one ritual, one way that you can say, sorry fairies, you're not welcome here. You never were, or maybe, well, it's time for you to go, like relatives. You've outstayed your welcome today. Time to go home, that kind of thing. So it just depends. Now, again, if you've got fairies or fae that are they're not sweet, and they're not being kind, and, they're not, um, what's the word I'm looking for? I just want to say that, the ones who are not harmful to you, but are just driving you crazy, then yeah, you don't have to be as severe and heavy about it. It's the ones that you fear, it's the dark ones that may have come in without your knowing. Maybe you opened, a portal and didn't know it, or forgot to close after you've done your spell or your ritual, whatever. So again, it's very important to protect yourself, because something can come in that you don't want, and you need to be able to send it back out again. So again, the more dangerous ones, then you might have to do something more heavy. and more intense than what I just described to you. But for like the little guys, they're just they kind of poke up and peek out, and they kind of drive you crazy a little bit, but they don't mean any harm. Then those are the ones you might want to do this ritual for. This would work. So, just a thought. And again, it's very uh, important again that when you do anything like this, when you invite the fairies in, you can be specific. You can actually pick particular fairies that you want to invite in. And then you have to state that they are the only ones welcome. If anybody else tries to hang on to their coattails, and fly in on you, they're not the ones who are being invited. They're not wanted, and they need to stay out. So you can do all of that preliminary work, lay the groundwork when you do the invitation. So again, that's another way. So again, there's different ways you can do this, but I hope that this is just a simple way to kind of, just help you have a little bit of defense, a little bit of protection, just from those little guys who, really just, they don't mean harm, but they just want to make their presence known. Maybe they tickle your feet at night. Maybe they move things when you're not looking. Maybe they hide stuff and then don't want to give it back. That kind of thing. You have to ask them for it. But other times it's just they're the ones that are kind of they slip in and slip out. So again, these are just different, something to think about, something to work with. So, again, I hope you found that interesting. I told you it would be brief, but again, it's just a simple little ritual, and it's good to just have some means of protection and just a way to say, you're welcome, but you're not. Or, you've overstayed your welcome. Time to go home now. And you send them on their way. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video, good. Please like it if you would. That would be great. If you'd like to donate to us to help us stay alive and make more videos and improve content and do better things, that would be fantastic. Please just donate to our PayPal link on the channel here. I believe it's in blue underneath the channel name. Just click on that, takes you right to it. Just put a little note on it too, please, that it is going to be a donation. That way I know. And I appreciate it so much. And, I'll be glad to thank you on camera the next time. So in that process, I do want to thank Eleanor and Cindy and Irene, who recently donated to us. And one lady actually purchased something from me, so that helped. I am very grateful to the three of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Really appreciate it. Help me pay the electric bill to keep the internet on and be able to make videos. So I am grateful to you, to the three of you. So have a wonderful fairy day. We thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.